Nichole, happy Tuesday.
Hi, how are you?
You know, we were talking a little bit about just the craziness of how fast things started this year and things like that, right? And you catch an entrepreneur where you can catch an entrepreneur. So thank you for giving me some time. I am with Nichole Sims, who is CEO and founder of Creative Visual Solutions. Nichole, we were chatting, I guess first question, 2020, you know, how did you lead through that year? What were a couple of the lessons that you learned that you're bringing into 2021?
Okay. Well, just to give you a little background, what Creative Visual Solutions is I'm a retail consultant and coach that helps boutique owners. So as we all know, retail was hit hard last year. So, and I basically, all of my 30 years of experience that I brought into my company was from brick and mortar. So that's basically all I knew. It was brick and mortar, merchandising, marketing, selling, everything is with brick and mortar. And that's what my clients' base was at the beginning of the year. Then COVID hit and kind of shifted, and a lot of my clients had to close their doors. A lot of my potentials, leads, had to close their doors. People who wanted to work with me, all of a sudden, I have no business to work with you with, or I don't know what I'm going to do. So that was a really big shakeup in our industry as a whole, and a real shakeup for my business as a whole. So I had to really sit down and be like, okay, what can I still do? I still have all this knowledge, and I still see all these boutique owners or people who are still struggling or still needed help. And a lot of them got the point of pivoting to online, but they were only doing it to stay alive. So they had an online store, they had an online segment or branch of their business, but they were really brick and mortar at heart. But to stay, to keep the money coming in, they went online and kind of, invested in that. And they realized they didn't know what they were doing. They realized that, yeah, I know how to run my business here where I can touch it, feel it, but the online space was so different. And they didn't understand it. And then I had to come to myself like, okay, I can still help these people. And so I had to pivot myself. So my whole business changed from a brick and mortar based business to an e-commerce based business, helping online boutiques and online product owners really run their retail business. Because again, running a retail business in itself is a huge undertaking, but then shifting to online, I really had to walk them through it. So that's basically I had to shift my entire business to helping online boutiques and product-based businesses. And that's basically how I had to change for the last part of the year. That's kind of where I ended up.
There you go. I mean, pivot was the term, right? I mean, that's what we all had to do. As you look, knowing that, as you just said, retailers were hit so hard, last year. Talk to a little about your vantage point of how the holidays went, and what are people thinking in Q1 right now?
Right. So the holidays were up and down. Again, a lot of brick and mortars were closed, but again, a lot of people went online. So the online space actually was pretty hot for retail. And so if you really knew what you were doing, or even if you didn't, but you had some good marketing, some advertising, you had a good social presence, you were able to actually have a decent year, decent holiday. And that's part of my last, big push for the year, was helping people through the holidays and really understanding how to market to your customers, how to sell and like that, because it's a little different. So it was a mixed bag for holidays, I'll be honest. Some people did really well because they were out there and they started early. Some people were doing catch up, and some people didn't do as well as they wanted, but it was okay for them to start the new year with a lot of learnings, and they got their brand out there. So the holidays were a little bit mixed, like I said, mixed bag for most people, but overall, either you came with great learnings or you came with a decent amount of cash flow to get you to the next year. So it was overall a decent holiday season.
What's Q1 look like?
Q1 is regrouping and starting fresh, and also really what I'm really talking with my target market, with my people, are kind of starting from the basics of retail, understanding what it really is, understanding how to run a retail business. Because, again, a lot of people got into it last year, I need to get online, I need to sell, I need to do something. But now they have time to sit back, take a little, a wider look and what is this business? So that's kind of what all my content and my teaching that I'm doing with my clients and with my audience. And then actually making more of a plan and really sitting down and understanding who your target market experience. I think that's the one thing that has been really missing in a lot of the online retail space is people just getting on there but not realizing who they're talking to, what they're selling to. So that's kind of like Q1 is kind of getting back to basics and understanding who your target customer really is and how to talk to them and attract them to your store. That's the biggest.
Great advice. As we look at, we're kind of short time, right? Love to get it back and maybe talk more. But how are you seeing 2021? What's your vision for retail? For how are we going to do this year?
I think we're going to do well. I think the thing is people still love the small store. People still love boutiques. That's why I said a lot of people opened up and did well because people still love that individuality, that one-on-one, something unique about it. So I really do think that online retail, especially if you're small, really has a home. It really has a place to grow and blossom. As long as you get your target marketing, your marketing, you're going to do well. But you have to stay consistent and you have to really speak to your customer and understand that you're not for everybody. So you're for who you're for, and you understand that, you're going to excel. So 2021 is really a time for online businesses to really to grow and prosper and to really carve out a niche for themselves, to really make a name for themselves in the industry. Because just even though it went up 21% higher than it was before. So like a lot more people are shopping online, there's still more room for everyone to actually succeed. So I think it's gonna be a really good year for everyone. If they stay focused, if they understand who they're selling, and they do the work, it'll be a great year for small retail.
I love it. That's great positivity going into the week. Thank you so much. Nichole, let's get together again soon. Thank you for giving us some time.
Definitely, it was great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right.